In this set of triads, we are going to be covering the 5, 1, and 3 set on the G, B, and E strings. So those are the top strings here. The 1, 2, and 3 string. This is where we're working. Triads are, of course, 3 notes, and in this series, the 5's on the bottom, the 1's in the middle, and then the 3's on top. And so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to use G major as our example, like we have been. And so let's go ahead, and the first thing we need to do is find out where G is. And so if you know anything about where the notes are on the B string, not a lot of people know the string, but G is up here on the 8th fret. And that's going to be the center of our chord. Now the cool thing about 5-1-3s up on this part, on these 3 strings on the guitar, is that it kind of looks like a D. It kind of looks like a D, like the D that we play down here. It's kind of the same thing. Just move your D all the way up so your ring finger is on the 8th fret, and then your other fingers kind of fall in the same configuration as would be down here playing D. So you've got G major, 5 on the bottom, 1 in the middle, and then 3 on top. So that's a G major. Now, just like the 3-5-1s and just like the 1-3-5s, you can take this chord and you can move it up 1 fret to get a G sharp major, an A major. Depending on where this note is, that's the name of the chord. So this, the one in the middle here, is A. So this is the A major. G sharp, back to G, and what comes before G? F sharp major, and then F major. All you have to do is look at your piano diagram, and it's pretty easy to figure out that all this stuff is pretty much rooted in the same concepts. So that was the G major 5-1-3 triad on the G, B, and E strings. Thanks for watching. See you in the next group. In this next group of triads, we're going to do the 5-1-3 on the G, B, and E strings. This time it's going to be a minor chord, G minor. And so we're going to go up to the 8th fret. We're going to make sure that the note in the middle is G. And remember, these tend to look like a D chord. But in this case, since it's minor, it tends to look like what's normally seen as a D minor. That's the form that we're using to play these 5-1-3s on the G, B, and E string. So here's G major. Okay, so 5 on the bottom, 1 in the middle, and 3 on top. Okay, and now we got to take the 3 that was on top and move it down 1 to flat it, because remember the formula for these chords is 1, flat 3, 5. That's the formula for a minor chord. And we've got 5 on the bottom, 1 in the middle, 3 on flat, 3 on top, and so it kind of looks like a D minor way up here in the 8th fret. So this is G minor. If we take it and move it up 1 fret, it's G sharp minor, back to G minor, and then if we move it down 1, it's F sharp. F sharp is right below G, 1/2 step, and then F is 1 more fret down, F minor, and so on and so forth. So it operates on the same principles as the keyboard. You just move it up or down to suit your purposes. It's good to get used to this by playing some of the exercises that are available on the site, and we'll see you in the next form. Thanks for hanging out. This next form is in the 5-1-3 category. 5 on the bottom, 1 in the middle, 3 on top. And this is the diminished 5-1-3. And as we've said before, the diminished chord has 1, flat 3, flat 5 as its formula. And let's go ahead and go up to our bass position, our primary major configuration, which looks like just like a regular D. And then let's do the work. So we need to flat the 3. So let's flat the 3. Okay? And let's also flat the 5. So the 5's on the bottom, so we've got to flat that as well. So we've got 5, 1, and 3. So if we flat the 5 and the 3, we're simply moving these 2 notes back here. You can do it this way and have your index here and your middle here, or you can simply bar these off and then have this up here. At any rate, this is a G diminished chord. So flat 5 on the bottom, 1's in the middle, and then flat 3 is on top. And just like all the other chords, if you move it up, yep, that's a G sharp diminished and an A diminished and an A sharp diminished, and so on and so forth, on up the line, down the line, in every direction. Another really interesting thing about diminished chords is that if you move them every 3 frets, so if we started out here and we moved them 1, 2, 3 frets down, it would be the same group of notes, just shuffled around differently. So those are called inversions, and there are also great videos on the site that show you how not only to invert diminished chords like the one you're watching, but other videos that show you how to invert other chords. And unfortunately, the other chords are not symmetrically planned out like the diminished. The diminished is kind of an easy inversion. The other ones are different for every single one. So be sure to check those out. You've got different voicings, and we'll see you in the next form. Thanks a lot. This next form is an augmented chord in the 5-1-3 configuration on the top G, B, and E strings. Augmented chords, as we've gone over, are 1 major third, so just 3, and then sharp 5. In this series of triads, we're going to do the 5 on the bottom, the 1 in the middle, and the 3 on top. And this is an augmented chord, and the formula for an augmented chord is 1, 3, sharp 5. In this case, as said, we're going to put the 5 on the bottom, so it's going to be a sharp 5, the 1's in the middle, and the 3 is just a major third. So let's go ahead and go to our position for G major. We're using G as an example. Okay. Now all we need to do here is just take the 5, which is on the bottom, and go ahead and sharp it. So this is a G major, and this is a G augmented. And we can take this down to A, or I'm sorry, F, augmented, sharp the 5, and then bring the 5 back down. And be sure to download our supplemental PDF so you can see where all this stuff is and the different types of fingering you can use and so on. It's very useful information, not only for guitar, but if you wanted to expand and go out on a different instrument, you could. Keyboard being the one that I would recommend because it's easier to see what's going on. So anyway, that's been the G augmented chord. There's sharp 5 on the bottom, 1's in the middle, 3's on top. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next form.